Hier is jullie nieuwe manager.
Today we are heading to the Netherlands, to a club who is in big trouble. It's Vitesse Arnheim, founded in 1892, who won't be in FC25. They have been deducted 18 points by the Dutch Federation. And the question of today's rebuild is, can Rebuild Sombrero turn the faith of this traditional Dutch side around and ultimately deliver them the European glory? Meerdink, who is a wonder kid on this game, 19 years of age, 66 rated. There is not a lot of young players in this squad. There's Brandon Aronson as well, who is also 19 years of age, all on loan. Van Ginkel, who is a former wonder kid, a Chelsea player, former Chelsea player. But otherwise we have Pinto, left back, Hendricks, who is 21. But then Ismail Mirin is 31, and then Arkusi is 27. Put Schubert here because he's 25. He's granted 5 ratings lower, but for now this is how we roll, I'd say. We are going to use, at least for the first couple of seasons, a counter-attacking style of play. We are of course the underdogs in the Netherlands, and this is why promoting youth players is going to be very important. We have a lot of players on loan as well here. The young players are all on loan. Meerdink, Kozlowski, our younger talented players, also Mazilou on loan from Brighton, Fofana, the striker, on loan from PSV. So we'll have to see what we do with those guys. We've also engaged one coach per position to, of course, make sure our players get a development that is as rapid as possible. But twinkling around a bit with the formation, this is what I've decided to go for. I've changed it to a 4-3-3 on defend. It's not a bad starting 11, but a lot of, as I already alluded to, a lot of players are on loan. We have only 3 transfers that we can make in that first window, in that first season. And we'll have to be very wise with who we bring in. As we have just too many strikers here on loan, we terminate the contract of Joel Person, who returns to Lecce. We sell Thomas Buitnik, who isn't much of use, a striker, backup striker, 2.3 million we get. We further proceed to sell Gaek Direct, I'm sorry if I butchered the name, for 1.9 million. We have about 13 million in our budget. So first off, we go in for one of our loan players. We take him on a permanent. It is going to be Max Meerdink. Here he comes. We only had to forge out about 1.8 million from AZ Alkmaar. The second player we go in for this transfer window is also already at our club. He's from Eintracht Frankfurt. He's a wonder kid on this game, 19 years of age, 68 rated. It is going to be Paxton Aronson joining us from Frankfurt for 3.25 million. As a final player for this season, we go in for a centre-back, as we had a bit of problems in squad depth at the centre-back position. Jonas Bilas joining us for 3.8 million from Club Brugge in Belgium. His overall will be a 70 on the dot. So lads, this is how the team is looking like going into season number 1. Spielers into the team here at centre-back. I forgot to show you that we have a default Youth Academy player, 15 years of age, 62 rated already, a left winger. And in the first part of the season, it is smack bang mid-table. We have 21 points on the board, 4 wins, 9 draws and 5 losses. It is both our strikers, Meerdink, who of course came to us on a permanent. He has scored 7 goals in 14 games, up to a 68. Fofana, who is up by 2, 9 games, 5 goals. Lads, a quick update on the Youth Academy. We found a few interesting players. I've also sent out a scout to Belgium, as we had a little bit of funds left. So I've done that, and I found a lot of 94 potential players. We have converted a few players. First off, Matthijs Tielemans from a CM to a CAM. He stays at a 69. Jordi Altena from a CM to a left winger. He goes up by 2 to a 58. Then we have Tony Domjoni from a CM to a CDM. He goes up by 1. And then Deloney, Adrian Mazilu from a right midfielder to a right winger. And he goes up by 2. Anis Haji Musa, our young right midfielder, goes to a right winger, and he stays at a 68. We sell Tony Domjoni for 1.6 million. So this is how the squad is looking going into the second part of the season. We already make some business for next season as we loan out Sven de Jong, our youth academy prospect. We sell Eloy Room for 320k to Etifak, Jordi Altena for 900k to the Polish league. We have made it to the end of the season where we finish in 9th place, 43 points. We are in mid-table and we are even finishing in the top 10. In the Dutch Cup it is 20, winning over Ajax in the final. We have actually made it to the semi-finals where we narrowly lost out to Ajax 2-1. So we have Max Merding, of course, with 9 goals, our top scorer this season. He's gone up by 4 to a 70. And then Van Ginkel with the second most goals, 7 goals for the captain. Mazilu, he will return to Brighton, of course. He's gone up by 5. Putra with 21 games, 6 goals. Fofana also returning to loan to PSV, of course. Unfortunately, because he scored 6 goals from the bench. All in all, a very good season, I would say. Mid-table in the Eredivisie, semi-finals in the Cup. I want us to stabilize ourselves and maybe look out for European football in 1 or 2 seasons' time. But now, we crack on with season number 2. At the start of season number 2, we can finally convert Dan Huisman from a CM to a CDM. And he stays at a 66. Also, Butra can be converted to a left winger. And he goes up by 1. To a 71. He has returned from loan, but he's not really part of my plans. Andy Visser, the striker, goes off for 1.4 million to Almere City. Looking at this squad, where we definitely need an upgrade is the goalkeeper position, because Schubert is the weakest link of this squad. And we have Oros, who is only 68 rated, granted, but he's also only 23 years of age. The right back and the left back spots are also on the chopping blocks. I don't really know where to improve otherwise. We don't have a lot of options on the bench, so we also need squad depth, especially on the winger positions. Those 4 players are all going to get promoted to get some squad numbers. We further enhance the clear out by selling our backup right back Mats Egbring for 1.55 million. We also sell Sun Hee Jil for 3 million. Of course, one of our first youth academy players. He goes to Nijmegen in, of course, the Netherlands as well. Which brings us up to 20 million in our current budget. So lads, first off, we go in for a talented Dutch goalkeeper playing for Celtic. It is Rome Jaden Ovuzuoduru. I hope I didn't butcher his name. He joins us for 2.2 million from Celtic. We needed a second goalkeeper, or at least someone who can compete with Schubert. Maybe he can even overtake this guy. He's 68 rated. The newest player joining the club, our second player this season, coming into the offices is Oscar Cortés, a Colombian right winger, joining us for 4 million from RC Lens in France. And his overall, that's very, very important, is a 72, so he's a crucial player. As a final player of this season, we go in for the former Manchester United loanee. It is going to be Wout Weghorst, joining us as our final signing in season number 2. Big striker, big Dutchman, 6'6". He's an absolute unit, a monster, coming in from Burnley. With Weghorst, Cortés, and of course Ovuzuoduru. 3 players that are very important for our squad. All 3 of them are elevating our squad to the next level. And with this team, I think we could maybe eye a European finish at the end of season number 2. I found a couple of very interesting youth players, all 61 or above rated. So lads, in the first half of the season number 2, we've actually done really well in the Eredivisie here. After 18 games, we are in 7th place with 7 wins, 26 points. PSV in front with no defeats so far. Ajax in 2nd with only 1. And Feyenoord in 3rd. It's always going to be really, really difficult to overtake or to challenge even those 3 top dogs in the Eredivisie. Some business in the winter transfer window here, as we sell Mika Pinto to AZ Alkmaar for 1.4 million. He's 32, 68 rated. We don't have any reserves, so we'll have to get on with what we have here. So at the end of the season, we finish in 5th place. We are 5 points of AZ Alkmaar, so we had a good second part of the season. and I'm really proud of the boys in this second season. Win the Orange Becca Cup after a very good performance last year already, reaching the semi-finals. This year we win the Orange Becca Cup. That is a bit mad, I'm not gonna lie. Tra has scored 18 goals, 10 more than the second most scorer in Merding. Cortés with 5 goals, 4 assists, and Weghorst has come a little bit clutch, even though he's gone down by 3, he scored 5 goals at least. But a very good season comes to a close, into season number 3, with of course European football on the horizon.
We sell Emiliano Jonathans, our backup cam, for 2.5 million to Preston. We sell René Herman to Royal Union St. Gilloise for 3.85 million. We absolutely need is a new right back, because we have none on the bench nor on the reserves. We also need a new goalkeeper, because we have no one on backup.
So lads, the first player we go in for is a bit of an exotic one. He plays for Independiente Medellin in Colombia. Joining us here from Independiente Medellin from Colombia, Erfori, 4 million from Medellin to Vitesse. His overall is going to be about a 74. To get in some more funds, we sell our backup right winger Anis Haji Moussa for 5 million to the Saudi League. A right back from Coventry City, 24 years of age, in this save. Coming into the club here, very important upgrade for 22 million, so a lot of our budget went on him. Milan van Eyvik. His overall, very important, is a 78. We go in for an Italian backup goalkeeper by the name of Luca Gemello. He joins us from the free agency list, the new fullbacks, into the starting 11. This team looks a lot more competitive. 23-year-old 73 rated Fori and 24-year-old 78 rated Michael van Eyvik. And now it is the team that has to deliver this season. Let's see if we can get once again European football. To finish off this transfer window, we sell Giovanni Van Zwam to Charlotte FC in the United States for 2 million. We'll of course be playing European football in the Europa League alongside Spurs, Midtjylland and Basel. A doable group, I'd say. Spurs are of course the favourites, but Midtjylland and Basel should be beatable. We sell Dams to Nottingham Forest for 5 million in the upcoming winter transfer window. And we are sitting in 5th. We are 1 point out of PSV in 4th and 2 out of Ajax in 3rd. We are very close to 2nd place AZ Alkmaar. But Feyenoord are running away with it. 13 wins, 5 draws, 0 losses for them. Cortés, our man from last season, the man we bought from of course Colombia, has scored 9 goals in 24 appearances, 8 goals for Merding, 6 for the retiring Marco van Ginkel, 6 goals and 4 assists. We have actually finished 2nd in a very tight group. Won 2, lost 2 and drawn 2, and made 8 points. Just enough to finish above both Midtjylland and Basel. But this is the squad going into the second part of the season. With of course Merding up to a 77, Simon on the bench here up to a 77 even. A left winger, was because his release clause had been met and he unfortunately wasn't ready to extend his contract, so we had to sell Bas Coopers. At the end of the season, we are in 5th place once again, just like last season. 56 points, 1 ahead of Utrecht and 7 away from PSV. We've had a good season. We've of course obviously lost more points in the second half of the season than in the first, but still we are in a good position. We'll play European football once again next season, but I'm not 100% sure, lads. AZ Alkmaar and Feyenoord battling it out together with Ajax for the championship here in Eredivisie, and it is AZ Alkmaar coming out on top. They also come out on top in the Orange Becca, where they have beaten us. We have lost the cup final after we've won it last season. We've lost it now on penalties. We're having a first look at the UEFA Champions League. It is Barcelona winning 2-1 over Milan. The Europa League, that's typical. Spurs lose the final, that's typical. They lose to Vitória from, I guess, Portugal. And then the Conference League goes to Chelsea over Anderlecht. Of course, we were in the preliminary round of the Europa League, where we actually won on penalties against Benfica. Wow, what a result that is in the preliminary round. But then we got, oh my god, we got tanked by Spurs. 9 goals conceded in 2 legs, 9-3 on aggregate. While Merdink is the top scorer this season, in front of Cortés, Putra also with a good second part of the season. So, just like Jimmy Simon, so he's up to a 79 Simon. Putra up to a 77, Cortés up to a 78, and Merdink also up to a 78. So very close to the 80s, those 4 players. Of course, next season we need a new CDM as Van Ginkel is retiring. But otherwise, I think we have a good squad, a relatively young squad that will develop. Maybe a new goalkeeper, I'm not sure about Ovuzu Oduro. He's stopped his growth a bit, even though he's still only 21. Yet another 5th place finish. We are runner-up in the Orange Becker Cup, and we reached the round of 16 of the Europa League. I'd say a very good 3rd season here. We are kicking off season number 4 with the sale of Luca Gemello, our backup keeper, who is gone to RB Salzburg for 2.5 million. We proceed to sell Peter Deloive, a former youth academy player, for 3 million. Continuing the clear out by selling yet another youth academy player. It is Frank de Vries, going to Sparta Rotterdam. Pilot Lala, another youth academy player, leaves the club for 3.6 million to go to Lugano in Switzerland. Very important that we get a new number 6, as Marco van Ginkel, of course, retired. And we have no number 6 on the bench. 44 million in our budget. First off, this season, we grabbed the opportunity to go in for our first CDM, but Tyler Morton, the former Liverpool wonder kid, is joining us here from the free agency list. We go in for our new star man, a Dutch central defensive midfielder. We really needed cover in those positions, and that's exactly what we've got. An absolutely big upgrade from Feyenoord, joining us for 29 million on the dot. It is Mats Vifa. To get in further important funds, we sell our now backup CDM Dan Huisman for 3.7 million to Sheffield United. We then proceed to sell Dominik Oroz to Besiktas for 4 million. As a final signing with the final scraps of money we had, we get in a star centre-back, Nayef Aguert, coming over to join us from West Ham United from the Premier League. His overall should be very high. It's an 82 for the Moroccan 30-year-old centre-back Nayef Aguert. Good job, because we have only about 33k left in our budget, so let's see if it pays off at the end of season number 4. We are in the Europa Conference League, alongside the likes of Bodo Glimt from Norway, Aberdeen from Scotland, and Shamrock Rovers from Ireland. If we don't top that group, there is something seriously wrong. And especially with the squad looking this good, with Aguerd in the start 11, Weaver and Morton, all those 3 in here, Moilenstein on the bench. But certainly after 5 games, we've lost 2 and drawn 3, haven't won a single game, we are 3rd from bottom, so it's not going well. Update on the Youth Academy, we have 3 rather attacking players here from the Netherlands. One is Janssen, the second one is also Janssen, and the third one is Dylan Kuipers, the right winger. He's the pick of the bunch, as it seems. 15 years of age, 62 rated. We promote and sell Stefan Janssen from the Youth Academy. We have climbed up the table into 4th place at the halfway point of the season. 19 games down, 9 wins, 4 draws, 6 losses, 31 points for Vitesse Arnheim. Upper Conference League, we have actually topped our group with 9 points only, so it was very tight in this group. Only 2 wins for us out of 6 games, 3 draws and 1 loss. Aberdeen in 2nd, Shamrock in 3rd, both only 1 point behind us, and then also Bodo Glimt, even though they are bottom, they had 6 points. And it is this season Oscar Cortés who is taking the top spot in the stats. He has scored 10 goals out of 26 appearances, barely arrived, already submitted a transfer request, but I absolutely want to keep him because we don't have a transfer left for this season. So we keep him until the summer, and then we see he'll anyway go down soon in like 1 or 2 years. So we see what we can do with him, but that's absolutely brilliant here. End of season is upon us, and we have actually stayed in 4th place with 34 games, 60 points, same as Utrecht, but unfortunately a worse goal difference by 2 only. Ajax are your champions and PSV are second, 15 points between those two, and then another 14 to Utrecht and us, so there are 29 points to the top for us. Champions League goes to Barcelona over Leipzig in the final. Chelsea win the Europa League over Roma, and we have actually made it to the final of the Conference League and lost to Spurs. Oh, what a shit show this is. So what did we actually achieve here? We skipped the preliminary round, of course, because we topped our group. We beat Union Saint-Gilloise in the round of 16, 5-2 on aggregate comfortably. We beat Lille 4-3 on aggregate in the quarterfinals, the French side. And then the Germans of Hoffenheim in the semi-finals, 3-2 on aggregate. We were actually behind after the first leg, turned it around at home. And then in the final, of course, 2-1, a narrow defeat to Spurs, but a very good Conference League campaign. Cortés, Meerdink and De Jong all being in the double digits. Simon here, our youth academy man, Butra and Aronson behind, with the team looking like this at the end of the season. A very good team. We have, apart from Morten Aronson, Ovuzoduro and Fori, we have every other player who is in their 80s. Aronson, I already consider him gone because we will need a new cam next season as he wants to go 4th season. With 4th place in the Eredivisie, a 2nd round exit not so well in the Orange Rebecca Cup, and a runner-up in the Europa Conference League, which is, of course, the best achievement of them all. Paxton Aronson, he's called. Wanted out of the club. 20 million he cost. Our first signing of season number 5 is going to be in that cam spot, with the guy eating in the background. The first superstar in this team, 86 rated, 30 years of age. His contract was running down in 11 months, and he will get greeted by Rebuild Sombrero in the Vitesse dress here. Look at the drip of everybody involved here. James Maddison joins us for 54 million on the dot. And as I said, his rating will be an 86. Before the start of the season, we sell a man that wanted out of the club. Of course, it is Nayef Aguert, who is already 31 years of age, and we got 28 million for him. We make a money move here because we promote and sell Nick de Jong for 5.2 million. To FCSB in Romania, I think. For exactly the same reason, we sell our backup right back, Karl-Heinz Arkus, to AZ Alkmaar for 3 million. And last but not least, another youth academy player sold. In David Simon, probably the brother of Jimmy Simon, he goes to Petrolul in Romania for 2.1 million. After all those sales, we have about 38 million in our budget. Our second signing is not a centre back, because I've decided to make a little swap deal here. Our new left back, that is the signing. It is going to be Marco Correa from Brighton for Enzo Cornelisse and 26 million. And he, of course, will be the starting left back at an 84 overall. On the final day of the transfer window, we go in with our last money available for a young centre back, 22 years of age. He will grow along the seasons. It is Alan Maturo for 8.8 million from the Italian team Sampdoria. Going into season number 5, this is the team with a 82 rated front line all along the board, with Madison as a new star man here in the centre midfield, Weaver as a defensive midfielder, and of course Kukureya here, the new left back. Maturo, also a new man, left-footed centre back on the bench. We will once again play in the Conference League, where we reached the final, of course, last year and fell short to Spurs. What I do know for sure is that we have to top this group with flying colours. Let's see. Is at the halfway point of the season number 5, we are actually in a title race. We are in a title race. We are 3 points ahead of Ajax in second place. What a brilliant first half of the season. Only one loss, and we deserve to lead the league, the Eredivisie in the Netherlands. And in the Europa Conference League, we've actually topped our group. As I said, we had to top it, and we did. Once again, Oscar Cortés is up to an 84. Brilliant. 12 goals, 7 assists in 27 appearances so far. Madison, our new man, up by 1. 9 goals, 7 assists. What a buy. And then Simon, 9 goals, 2 assists, up by 2 as well. 83 rated boy with 20 years of age. Incredible. At the end of the season, of season number 5, we are the top dogs in the Netherlands on 84 points, 7 ahead of Ajax Amsterdam and a whole 16 points ahead of AZ Alkmaar, 18 ahead of PSV in 4th. So what a dominant season in the Eredivisie by Vitesse Arnheim, who in real life of course got relegated. Here they are champion in the 5th season. The cup goes to 20 on penalties over Heerenveen, and we have been knocked out to Heerenveen in the semi-finals. The Champions League goes to Napoli over Barcelona 2-1 in the final, whilst the Europa League, in an all-English affair, goes to Aston Villa over Newcastle. In the Europa Conference League, we have been in the round of 16 immediately after topping our group. We have beaten Porto 5-3 on aggregate. But then in the quarters we have lost to Leeds United, so the adventure in the Europa Conference League didn't go to the final like last year. It ended in the quarters. And the winner of the Conference League is the team that knocked us out in the quarters. It is Leeds United winning over Celta. Having a look at those stats here, and it is crystal clear why we've made it champions. It is James Maddison tearing the Eredivisie apart with 38 contributions in 42 appearances. This is just insane. 33 in 48 for Cortés. Insane as well. 14 goals for Meerdink in 28. And then Simon, 10 goals, 2 assists. We sell our youth academy player Luftagashi to Southampton for 3.5 million. A very successful season number 5 is done and dusted. Let's jump into season number 6 with high expectations. First piece of business in season number 6. The sale of Benjamin Baumgartner, a youth academy prospect. It is the sale of Rome Jaden Owusu-Oduro. Unfortunately, he didn't rise up to my expectations. He's a good keeper, but not the man to take us to the next level. He's been sold for 10 million to Everton. As well as yet another youth academy prospect in Gabriel Meyer for a little bit under 2 million. We certainly need a new goalkeeper, as we don't have one on the bench right now. Otherwise, maybe a new CDM. One of the OGs of this team, one of the last OGs of this team, Melle Meulenstein, goes off for 18 million, who are very valuable to our club, to our finances, which means that we'll have now about 90 million in our budget, our best budget yet. First off, in this transfer window, we go in for a new goalkeeper, World Cup winner, known for his antics, of course, off the field and on the field. It is Emiliano Martinez joining us for a measly 6 million from Aston Villa. His contract was running down. Second one is going to be a CDM, as we sold our old CDM, or that rotational CDM, from West Ham in this save for 55 million. Our club record transfer for sure. It is Ismail Benasser, the Algerian. The final player we go in for in this 6th season is going to be a Spanish centre-back, very experienced as well, from Lazio. It is Igor Zubeldia for 20 million. With those 3 players, Zubeldia, Benasser and also Martinez added to the team, this is a very competitive squad, even more so than before. We've also accepted a 1-year loan offer from Brentford for our centre-back Alan Maturo, who's now the 4th string. Atletico Madrid, Aston Villa and Rakov are going to be our opponents in Group A in our first visit to the Champions League in season number 6. I mean, this team is so good, they will continue to develop, and I'd say maybe not win the Champions League this season, but surely put up a fight to get out of this group. No player in this starting 11 is below the overall of 83, which is incredible, immense. We are on absolute fire at the halfway point of the season. We haven't lost a single game after 18. 15 wins and 3 draws, 48 points, 9 ahead of PSV, who have only lost 1 as well. And in the Champions League, we've actually made it through with 3 wins and 3 losses. So 9 points, 3 ahead of Aston Villa and Krakow from Poland. And in the round of 16, we will be facing Bayern Munich. The stats are looking quite tasty, especially Oscar Cortés with 13 goals after half a season, 4 assists, 17 contributions in total here. Madison again, 8 goals, 3 assists. Here we are then for the first round of the Champions League round of 16. It is Vitesse against Bayern Munich on Valentine's Day. Can we get a nice, lovely surprise? That is the question here. At home, the first leg is a 3-1 loss. 3 goals, they were 3 goals up. Musiala, Summerville and Okafor. I mean, how can you compete with that? It's basically over. We have got nothing to lose, absolutely nothing. We just get into the game with our full strength starting 11. Maybe our last game. But anyways, let's fight. And we win! Oh my god! We've just won on penalties, lads. Madison with the goal in the 7th minute. Musiala with the equalizer. Madison and Meerdink with the goals in the second half, 55th and 77th minute. To bring us into extra time in the penalty shootouts. Madison scored, Benacer missed. Meerdink and Cortés scored as well, and Fourie scored. He must have been substituted in. And we are incredibly going through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. We will be facing another big fish in Chelsea Football Club at Stamford Bridge, the first leg, with our full strength starting 11, and show you what we can achieve here. Away, in the first leg, it's a 2-0 loss. But I'm not so sure if we can turn it around once again. It's Evan Nielsen and Palmer scoring for Chelsea and giving them the edge. We are at home here at the Gallery Dome Arena in Arnheim. For the second leg, we are 2-0 down from the first leg at Stamford Bridge. The question is, can we turn it around? It's very improbable, but let's try with our full strength starting 11. The result is another 2-1 loss. Spielers gave us hope in the 6th minute, but Ramsey and Fekir crushed the hope in the second half. Which means we are out of the Champions League in season number 6. We've done it back-to-back Eredivisie titles, and look at this loss column, it's a big fat 0. We haven't lost a single game all season long in 34 grinding long matches. 71 goals scored, 29 conceded. Absolutely brilliant, absolutely fantastic. But actually we don't win the cup because Feyenoord beat AZ or AZ in the final, while we have gone out to Feyenoord in the quarterfinals. So we have got beaten, I feel better now, we have got beaten by Chelsea, who won, of course, the Champions League here against PSG on penalty. The Europa League goes to Juventus over Dortmund in another good game. And the Conference League, once again a penalty shootout, where Arsenal defeat the Belgian side Genk on penalties. 18 goals, 4 assists in 38 appearances. Madison not as strong as last season, but I mean, last season was disgusting in terms of his stats. But this season, even 12 goals and 7 assists, not too bad. De Jong up to an 86, so he must be the starter next season. He's too higher rated than Meerdink now. De Jong with 9 goals in 28 games. We've absolutely crushed it. And considering the Champions League, we've reached the quarterfinals. So we've come relatively close, I'd say. A bit more improvements in the squad next season, and I think we can do it in season number 7. First piece of business in season number 7 is going to be the sale of Alan Maturo, who hasn't really made it into the first team. We continue the clear out by selling a long servant of this club, Jimer Fourie, who we bought in like the first or second season. In this transfer window, we go in for a big Dutchman. The man with the head is delighted, because it is Jurriën Timber joining us here from Barcelona. 45 million on the dot, and that is a brilliant price because his contract was running down in 11 months. After only just 1 season, it is time to say goodbye to Emiliano Martinez, who goes off to Inter for 7 million. As a replacement for Emiliano Martinez, we go in for a man whose contract was running down in 11 months. He's 29. An upgrade on Martinez was down to an 83-84. Marco Carnesecchi joining us from Bergamo Calcio from Atalanta in Italy. We have grabbed an opportunity here in our 7th season because we've gone in for an absolutely world-class left back. And that's why we've included Marc Cucurella in the deal to get Nuno Mendes plus 40 million. I mean, you can see that we really had to struggle. We sell a former youth academy prospect in Dylan Kuipers for 26.3 million to Villarreal. Once again, we will be playing in the UEFA Champions League in Group H alongside a strong Manchester United. Oh well, in the game they are usually strong. RC Lens from France, not a pushover by any stretch of the imagination. And then Midtjylland from Denmark, who I think will stand not a lot of chances here in this tough group. With this squad, I mean, the lowest rated player in the starting 11 is Timber and De Jong. Even the bench is absolutely crazy. The lowest rated player in the whole squad must be Butra and Maya, the youth academy prospect. How insanely crazy this team is. This team is just crazy. 16 wins, 2 draws at the halfway point of the Eredivisie. 7 points ahead of Ajax, who've had a good season. So haven't lost a game since 1.5 years. This is just insane. 5 wins, 1 draw, 0 losses in a group with Manchester United, who surprisingly lose out to Lens and go to the Europa League. But it is once again James Maddison up to a 90, 13 goals and 4 assists in 22 appearances, absolutely making the league his own. For the first leg, away at Bayer Leverkusen. Already last year we faced a German club in the round of 16. This year it is like Leverkusen, last year it was Bayern of course. Let's get into the first game. It is away at the Bayer Arena on the 19th of February. The result is a 2-0 win. It is Simon and Cortés, our 2 wingers, giving us the goals in the second half and beating Bayer Leverkusen. Here we are for the second leg. We just get through it very quickly because I expect from us to get through in flying colors here against Leverkusen. 2-0 up from the first leg and we win 3-0 in the second. Cortés, Simon and Maddison making sure that we will qualify for the quarterfinals. And in the quarters, we will be facing Atletico Madrid, first at home at the Gelredome Arena on the 17th of April. We quick sim. The result against the Spanish Giants is a 1-0 draw. Bruno Fernandes in the last minute with the equalizer. Simon giving us the lead. And we go back to Madrid with a 1-0 draw. This is of course the stage where we got knocked out last season. Can we do it? And can we take a win from Madrid, from the Estadio Metropolitano? Atletico against Vitesse, all tied on 1. We go into the second leg. The result is a 5-4 win on penalties. We've done it. De Jong, the striker, giving us the equalizer in the 88th minute at the death. And then on penalties, De Jong missed the first one, our hero from normal time. It's a very, very wild penalty shootout. Oh my god. Kuipers misses for us. Nearly over, but then Arnau Martinez misses. Oh my god. Timber scores and then Aguert misses the last one. Our former player as well. What a story. Couldn't be written better. So the first leg against PSG, our semi-final opponents here. The French Giants, an incredible opponent. De Jong up to a 90. Simon 87, Cortés 89. The backline is fantastic. The midfield is incredible. We get into the game. Can we get a very vital advantage over PSG in that first leg? In the Netherlands. The result is going to be a 2-2 draw. It's Luis Diaz with a double for PSG, but Cortés with a brace for us as well, which makes it all even for the second leg in Paris. The big question is, can we make it to the first Champions League final in Vitesse's history? At the Parc des Princes, in the City of Love, can we get a lovely act together? The answer to that: who is going to the final? It is us! We've won it! Oh my god! Cucurella scored for PSG. Of course, we gave them Cucurella for Mendes. Meerdink gave us the lead. Cucurella saved them. But then in extra time it was a brace by our star man Oscar Cortés, our right winger, and sends Vitesse to a maiden Champions League final. In that final we'll be facing another giant from England. It is Manchester City. Well, in the Eredivisie, we have actually made it 2 seasons back to back without losing a single game. 27 wins, 7 draws, 0 losses in 34 games, 88 points and only 20 goals conceded. And we win another Orange Becker Cup. It's the second cup, I think, we win in the 7 seasons. We win it against our rivals, Nijmegen. The Europa League goes to Arsenal over OGC Nice 2-0. And the Conference League goes to Bergamo Calcio, aka Atalanta, over Valencia. De Jong, Madison, 19 and 17 goals. Cortez and Simon both with 12 as well as Merdink, the backup striker now this season. Utra with 7 even, but we have 5 players in double digits. This is incredible. No wonder we made it so far this season in any competition. Here we are then, it is the Champions League final between Vitesse Arnheim and Manchester City at the Arena of Schalke. Corner by Foden, gets cleared away. Now maybe can we go on a counter? It's Timber, the central defender, going up here with De Jong, the central defender and the striker combining. Gives it to Madison. Madison doesn't go for it immediately, but gives it now to De Jong, and that's a pen! That has to be a pen, and it is. His shirt gets pulled, I think. Look, let's look at it. Yeah, he just pushes him. He pushes him in the back, no chance. The big question is, can Cortez do Ederson on the penalty? Yes or no? Yes, he does! Vitesse are in front here after 15 minutes with the lead for Vitesse Arnheim. A cold penalty sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. But now they go on an attack. And they get past us. And oh! I think that was saved on the line. Let's watch that again. Yes, I think. Must have been saved on the line. It went through Karnesecki, and Timber, of all people, defended it on the line. Cortez for Madison. Madison, can he create something in the middle of the park here? It's James Madison, he just goes for it. He goes, the 31-year-old. He goes, he continues going. He just is in the penalty box. He gets the ball back. The chance here, and it's a goal! It's Jimmy Simon! Our Youth Academy product. 2-0 lead against Manchester City in the Champions League final. I mean, nobody attacked Madison. De Jong with the shot gets saved by Ederson on the first, and then just a tap in. He just has to get his foot the highest, and then it is 2-0. It is a goal by Jimmy Simon. Gives the ball to De Jong. De Jong sees Madison. Madison gets a bit lucky, but gets the ball into De Jong. De Jong, can he get a shot off? It's a corner. Madison for De Jong again. Good save by Ederson. Vilers, oh my god, they are opening up. But it's Karnesecki with a big save. Next attack here for City. Oh. They got us a bit here. And Karnesecki, yet another big save. Now Rodri against Benasser. Benasser does very well, but loses it out. Loses it against Doku. Careful here. Dangerous spot here to lose it. That's a goal for City. They get one back. We sleep for a sec here, and that is the result. City getting a goal back. Yeah, what do they do against Doku? Why does nobody attack him? It's FIFA. Well played here. Maybe we can go and kill them off. De Jong! Oh, what a goal! The celebrations are on point, as we may have just beaten Manchester City to the UCL here. Very, very straightforward attack. Madison gives it to De Jong, who smashes the shit out of it, and it is Vitesse 3, Manchester City 1. Manchester City now trying to get something back here in the final 20 minutes. It's Rodri. Careful, Rodri with the step overs, but it's a corner kick. And we are making some changes. It is going to be De Jong out for Merding, Cortez out for Moritz Meyer, and then Butra, the OG, in for Simon, and finally Kuipers in for James Madison. It is Merding for Kuipers, the new men here, combining new legs, fresh legs. It's Kuipers. Kuipers scores a 4! Oh my god, he just came in. He combined with the other substitute, Merding. And this is the dagger in Manchester City's hearts. They won't come back from this. If they come back from this, I'm gonna delete my channel, I think. Because this is a mountain, more than a mountain to climb for City now. City want to push very, very highly, and that's why they leave so much space open, but it also gives them the opportunity to create chances. Just like here, it's Haaland, and a big save from Garnazeki, not the first one. Now City on the attack once again here. Good action, and it's a good goal here. It's a good goal. It's Jeremy Doku, and I think they deserve their second goal. Yes, they do. Why does he run back to Guardiola? Why even bother? Why not take the ball? No, we have to celebrate with Guardiola. Yes, waste time, my friend. Here we start again. A lot of goals. 6 goals. 4-2. We are still in front. Wouldn't be nice to get another goal conceded, but we don't deserve that, and that's why we win it back. Maybe we can go on an attack. No, we can't. It should be over now. City get on the attack, but this time Timber takes out Haaland, I think, and it's a free kick. We get it away, and that should be it. Yes, it is! The celebrations of the fans is just unmatched. The passion, the desire is what beats the money and the talent. We have beat an incredible team in 7 seasons with Vitesse Arnheim here in the Netherlands, saving them from extinction, making them the biggest club in the world, not only in the Eredivisie, where we've gone 2 years unbeaten, remember that, lads, but also, and certainly more importantly, we have won the UEFA Champions League in season number 7. I let you enjoy the title celebrations with, of course, our captain Mats Fifa lifting that UCL trophy. But lads, if you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing to the channel, liking the video, and also tell me in the comments what else you'd like to see next. Have a good day. It is Sombrero.